meant to check how many we had because I checked last week and then I forgot. I think we had at least 24. So I thought that was nice.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
24 people, maybe more.
Exactly. I'm happy with that. I figured, at least if our partners and
Right,
immediate family jumped
right.
in.
And some of them haven't even jumped in yet. So the husbands have.
Yes.
But yeah, so we have friends, I think. So that's nice. That's very nice.
Exactly. Exactly. So welcome back for everyone or for the new people. We're sorry. Thank you for joining us.
Where were you last week?
I know where were you last week, but you can always go back and rewatch the first episode where,
Mhm.
we celebrate Galentine's and talk about a few different things and we eventually get back to it, like
Great.
what we were there for. So it's perfect.
Did you have a fun weekend? Did you do anything for Valentine's? Are you Valentine's people?
Well, we're not super Valentine's people, but there's a really cool they're like a catering company
Mm,
that is local here in like Renton, Washington, where we live. And during COVID, because obviously a lot of people weren't having events because things were being canceled, they started doing like what they would do is they prepare these massive, catering meals and you would pre-order so they know how many head count and then you would just go pick it up and then you'd have this meal. So every once in a while they do things like this. So this year for Valentine's Day, they advertised and they're called the Red Tea Room. And and it was delicious. It was like a Parmesan crusted salmon. And then they also had the additional, it was like a short rib with, and both of them came with mashed
I-
potatoes and baby carrots. And it came with an appetizer and a dessert. And you got this whole thing. It was like $100. And it was like more than enough food. We had leftovers and it was perfect.
It
We're
looked like a ton of
foodies.
food when I think I saw a photo. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
photo.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it was delicious. But
You guys always
yeah,
do the best like meal things.
we are
I guess
foodies. We are
experiences is more, it's not a meal
yes,
thing, it's an experience when you guys go.
100%. Yes. And so that definitely like Chris was really he was really surprised and I mean, I've never had a bad meal from the tea
Mhm.
room and they just started a bakery next door like called like La Crema or something like that and oh my gosh, he picked up some macarons and they were so good. So yeah, so it looks like it's just one more thing near me that's just going to add to my indulgence of deliciousness. But what
Wrong.
did you, well, Sean was
Uh,
gone, right?
Sean flew out for work on Valentine's Day, which before anyone gets super upset about that, we are not Valentine's Day people. So it was Saturday. Uh, had it been anywhere near Halloween, he would have been forbidden to go.
Yes.
So we're
Yes.
Halloween people. So yeah, it was I mean he was here most of the day, so we still did
Okay.
breakfast and like brunchy things and hung out a little bit and then he left. So
Yeah.
hopefully the dogs are cooperative today because last week they were outside. If anyone comes near the front door, we're gonna have to edit that in Mountain Post, I guess. I don't know why.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll just mute that section and be like, apologies,
And and
deepest
we
sorrows.
ran out of Kenobi's ADHD medicine, puppy ADHD, which is not the same as human. It's a whole
No.
thing, but we've run out of her medicine. So
Oh
it's
no.
been a day where we're patiently, semi not patiently waiting for the refill. So after this, I'm gonna have to call the pharmacy and be like, "Did you get it yet?" We cannot go another 3 hours without this medicine.
Oh my
She's a
gosh.
completely different dog on the it's so funny because like you really don't think about it. You really don't think about this in yourself too. Probably a whole different topic. But when we've run out of it before, it's like, who is this dog and what did you do with Kenobi? Uh,
Yeah.
and and then when she takes her medicine, she's still her, still
Yeah.
100% her, but she is less of a menace to the entire household. There's like toys out everywhere. It's a disaster behind me.
But it totally is like it's just her, right? Like you
Yeah,
just kind of expect that from
Yeah,
like her, and she's such a goofy girl.
she
Like
is.
I don't
It's
even
just
know.
it's wild to see the difference in her from one little magical pill. The last time we
Yes.
ran out, I actually our pharmacy is great, and I'm able to bring them. It's like a mom and pop type, hometown pharmacy where I can bring her in. And I said, see, this is her without that medicine. And they're like, oh yeah, no, that's a different dog.
Yep.
So yeah, we love our pharmacy. So they're working hard. But I hope I get to go visit them in a few hours.
I hope for your own sake, being just without Sean for
Yeah,
a while he's out for work. Yeah,
yeah.
I hope that for I want that for you because I know
I
what that's
want that for
like.
you.
Yeah.
So today we've already gone on one tangent because that wasn't even on the list of things to talk about. But you know what?
That's
It's real
okay.
life and it's what's happening today.
Exactly.
So today our theme was the Procrastination Olympics because the Winter Olympics are going on. I don't know if
Very
you've been
timely.
watching the Olympics. I don't know if you're into the Olympics. We're more
You
into the Summer
know,
Olympics, I think. At, I don't know if it's a Florida thing because it's just
it,
we don't have winter sports here.
I mean, it's quite,
Um,
yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
but even, I mean, I felt like as a kid, I was more like the ice skating and,
Oh, yeah.
now I just like watch these things and I'm like, that's how you die. That's 100% how I would die.
Yeah.
Like I would never,
Yep.
even just regular skiing, don't even do any of the sports. Um, I'm pretty sure yeah.
Yes. Well, and I even saw, I think I sent you the meme or it was a video the other day when does fall tripping become falling? And I feel like that is so the Olympics. It's like you hit this point where it's like you didn't just fall, you like
Yeah.
severely broke something. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been big into the Olympics, even as a kid. I mean, my cousins, they always would watch like the gymnastics and ice skating and all that stuff. But yeah, it was never my jam.
Yeah.
So I was always busy doing other things, I feel like as a kid. So, but I
Oddly, one
props
of
to
the
those
like
people.
strongest summer Olympic memories I have is from the 2004 hurricane season, which if you've lived in Florida for that long, we got like 3 to 4 hurricanes back to back, and we were like without power for a very long time. But we would have literally my parents' little box antenna TV from the 90s.
Hmm.
And it was like you really I don't know if we could even see anything on the screen, but it's just me and my sister around this little like I mean, it may be like a cell phone screen size now, but like we were just huddled around it and you
Yep.
could hear it, but that was like the sun, that was the only thing you could do, you know,
Oh my
uh,
gosh. But what
during,
a great memory though, because like
yeah,
now it's like the quality goes bad, it just shuts you out. Like it's
yeah,
just like, sorry, you just can't
yeah.
watch it all.
I'm,
At least
I'm
we had,
broke.
yeah, at least we had snow back
I
then.
don't, I
Like
don't
just
even
the,
have radio
yeah,
functionality. YouTube was down last night and I was like, what am I to do?
I
What
know.
now? Like, I don't have like 200,000 other things to like find. And I did go and watch the
Exactly.
Olympics then, but I was like, I had a plan and now my plan is broken because this whole service is down. Anyway, we have a new segment first. We're very excited
Yes.
about this new segment. Before we get
Yes.
to actually the Procrastination Olympics,
Yes.
um, our new segment is this is a working title. The turkey vase topic draw.
Let's go.
If you watched last week, listened last week, you met the turkey vase. I forgot to get mine's it's here, but it would take a second for me to get, so we won't do that. So we each have a
Mm.
turkey vase. Yes, it's it's a turkey, it's a
It's
vase.
beautiful.
I found these online a couple Thanksgivings ago, 2, 3, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and the second the algorithm fed them to me, I said, yes, that is a thing that we must have. Um,
Yes.
so I got
And I
them.
remember I remember opening the box and I went, this was a mistake. Somebody Amazon
Because I think I
accidentally
just said
mailed
there,
me
I think I might
this.
have said there's something on the way, but I wasn't sure when it
Yeah.
was going to get there. I wasn't sure if it was going to make
I,
it in time. And I think it did make it in time. And you were like,
yes.
what?
And I just kept staring at it in the box, and Chris goes, "What is that?" And I go, "It's a turkey vase." And I just kept looking at it, and I went, "Oh, I know who
We
sent
have a
this to
few
me."
gifts like this. Some of them we can't even talk about, but this one we can talk about
Sure. Yes, this
because
one we
you've
can
done
talk
this to me
about.
too. I don't even think I
Yes.
can say the thing that you got me.
Yeah, we
I
probably
don't
won't
know if
ever
I'll
talk
get like
about.
yelled at on the internet, but when that showed up, I was like, it was right after I had a surgery. So I was like, did I order something strange while on pain medication? Like, and how
That
did
was
I?
the best gift.
And you
The
didn't tell
best
me
gift.
that it was even coming. So it
No,
just arrived, and it's usually hidden because I'm pretty sure
yes.
everyone would be
Yeah, you don't ever want that to accidentally
like,
show up
why?
in a
Yeah.
meeting,
So
but
if oh no, yeah.
yes.
If you know, you know, but that's probably not one that we'll we'll share.
So we have the stuff the turkey
Yeah,
or the turkey segment, whatever we're going to call it
yeah.
eventually. But it has things in it.
And here
So
you can
should
hear
I
it.
pull one?
So yeah, so our we put a bunch of topics that we wanted to talk about in the turkey vase. Yes, show us the turkey hole.
I don't even know
Um,
if I'm going to be able to get them out. I probably should have tested
so
this first.
we're gonna have to like randomly draw one from our brain because you're not gonna be able to get one out of the turkey. Anyway, we put topics in the turkey, and now Amber's
Okay.
trying to randomly draw a topic. And each week we're gonna randomly draw one of these topics, and that will be the thing we cover for the week. So
Yes, yes.
without further ado,
So so the topic of
we could not have planned that
ADHD.
better, actually.
We couldn't have planned that better. This is so fantastic. Yes, that was one of our first
Yeah.
entries in there.
So
Where do we
yeah,
even start with
I
ADHD?
want to say I mean I have I can tell we'll start at the beginning.
I'm
Um,
about cry laughing still. Trying to get that turkey stuff. All right. Okay.
so
Okay.
I think I was
Yes.
diagnosed first. And so I was
Yes.
actually, to make a semi-long story, maybe even longer, our two dogs that we have here got into a big fight. Again, another topic for another day.
Yes.
But they had to go to a vet behaviorist. That's when we found out Kenobi has the puppy ADHD. So like us pulling this today is actually really good. Um, and I half jokingly asked the vet behaviorist, can dogs have ADHD? And she laughed and she said, yeah, actually they can. It's completely different, but for all sakes of the conversation, similar. And I started seeing a therapist a few months later just because their fight was very traumatic. And we were coming up on the 20-year anniversary of my sister's passing. And I said, therapy might be a good time for me. This might be a good time for me to do that. And one of the first things I asked her about was being like was looking into that. And she kind of was like, I don't know about that. Like everyone kind of thinks they're ADHD now, the internet. And that was one of my concerns, like being in social for as long as I've been in and
Mhm.
kind of, always online. Like, is that just part of it now? Is like your brain
Yeah.
so used to just the rapid fire, content feed of it all. But the more we unpacked it, and the other thing I I thought was because you really have to go back to like your childhood. It's not a thing that you just get. You don't just wake up with ADHD one
Yeah.
day. Like you've had it since you were born. And I said, I don't think that's going to be very easy because I don't really remember a lot from that time, like from before my sister passing away. So, traumatic event, like there's not a ton that I can like super pull.
Mhm.
Although going through therapy, we've actually learned I remember quite a bit. So my brain has lied to me. But basically, I was diagnosed and shocked the world because I'm one of those people you would never guess probably has it because I don't externally struggle with it. I'm very quiet. You usually don't hear or see me a whole lot. Um, I'm not. I know I'm a fidgeter, but I don't think you would pick up on me fidgeting because I'm
Right.
intentional with it, and I run more anxious than anything else. So it's all very
Yep.
internal. And that was one of my things with after the dogs fight. I could not stop the like rumination. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Um, and so
something of that sort. Yes.
yeah, so that was kind of one of my final like I think this is ADHD, and everyone's like, no, there's no way, there's no way. But I started thinking that I'm like, like I tried to name it because I'm very big on like naming the thing I'm
Hmm.
going through or experience or whatever. I was like, that's hyperactivity. Like I can't stop that,
Yeah.
just the constant train of thought. Um, and lo and behold, I have ADHD. So and then one of the things I realized in being medicated was that for probably well over a decade, I had different various forms of anxiety medication that I had been on. And none of them like super worked, but they worked well enough to kind of like not like to
Yep.
stop them kind of thing. But when I started the ADHD medicine, I no longer needed the anxiety medicine. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. And then you and I were kind of discussing that because I said, you might want to look into this because you and I have very similar, we're very aligned with sort of how our brains work and how our anxiety would run. So
Yeah.
uh, that's
Yeah.
kind of
And
my origin story.
yeah, and my origin story actually goes back to well, more so when I was diagnosed with postpartum anxiety. And that happened, I started suffering from postpartum anxiety about 6 weeks after, if not immediately. It just got worse and worse. At about 3 months, I started having panic attacks multiple times a day. And then at 6 months, I finally got diagnosed. And when I started my medication for anxiety, I was like, oh, is this what like most people feel like the anxiety part? Like this is what normal people feel like every day. Like this is totally weird. So I had been on my anxiety medication for a couple of years, and then when Casey, got diagnosed, I was just like, okay, I should probably at least go
And
investigate this.
another thing that you have,
Yes.
great.
Exactly. And so I went to my doctor and I just said, I have been, we're doing the anxiety stuff, but I was like, I just really am wondering if I do have ADHD, because I was like, I'm looking up all of the symptoms, the sign, like how the brain I was like, it seems really relevant to all of my knowings about it. And since you had went through your entire journey, I was like, there's just too many similarities. So finally went through the process. And when I met with the psychologist, pretty much she said, you're one of the cases of ADHD where you've been able to create systems for everything in your life in order to be successful. So you're surviving with ADHD. And I was like, but am I thriving?
Mhm.
And that's what really pushed me. And going back to my GP was just like, I'm hearing the words I'm surviving, but I'm not hearing I could be better.
Yep.
So I actually started my ADHD medication and went down in my anxiety medication, and come to find out, just like Casey, I realized that a lot of my anxiety was actually fueled as a child by all my ADHD, because I had to figure out systems that worked for me. And it created this whole experience in my childhood where I was very anxious all the time in all of these different situations and trying to navigate. So now I kind of also look at it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because now the way that I work in a professional world is I'm able to see systems and make connections that most people wouldn't be able to maybe make in a work environment because of my ADHD. So it's not that the medication made that stuff go away. It actually causes me to really like slow down and have a buffer in how I really like act. And come to find out, my son also, luckily, we thought had an anxious issue, but it was actually his ADHD as well. So we're all kind of going through this journey together, but it's made me be so much more open-eyed to how these just fundamental little tiny things in our brains just are just shifted just a tad, just
Mhm.
enough with medication that it makes us be able to thrive on a daily basis. So that
It's
for
so
me
funny
has
because
been,
like I was talking to my therapist and I said it's you have to realize with like medication, it's not you don't take a pill and become neurotypical, right? Like you
yes.
don't all of a sudden have access to like linear thinking. It's just it is, but it is very interesting. And I think you and I both have that sort of we're very introspective and like when things are kind of the gears are turning, you're going like, why, but why, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of part of it and just that journey of kind of figuring it out. And knowing like the systems thing is very funny because it comes up we see it a lot online too and that's another reason I was diagnosed. I have another good friend who she and I were sharing funny memes and gifs and stuff like that and laughing at things but then going at one point we were like wait a minute you can't share like a year plus of
Yeah.
ADHD memes and not have a moment of but wait like we're both going like that's you that's like
Yep.
you can't like
Yep.
keep doing that and then not kind of think maybe that's something I should look into
Yep.
um so not to say that again like everyone who shares an ADHD meme has it or that everyone has it because
Right.
it is a very and it is a very different sort of thing for everyone. Like there are some folks
Yes.
who are truly find it debilitating,
Yep.
and others who see it as like more of a superpower kind of thing. I have days of both. I can definitely feel it in both. There are
Yep.
days where I want to do a thing and my brain's like, nah, we don't want to do that.
Yep.
And you're like,
Yep.
no, we have to do the thing. No, I don't want to.
Doesn't
And
that
that's
go
really
back to
hard.
our original reason we
Yeah.
were going to do a podcast today is the procrastination Olympics? See, this all circles back.
But it's
We
not,
all
it's so
get,
funny because like procrastination is like technically this is going to go into our communications side here a little
yeah,
bit. Procrastination is a very negative kind of connotated word, right? Like you hear someone procrastinated on a thing
yeah,
and you think, oh, it's lazy.
yep.
And it's not necessarily even that. So I probably should have chosen a better word than procrastination.
No,
But
but I totally think like
yeah.
just thinking back in even my college years, there were days where like I could study all week long if I really wanted to, but the only way to really fire up my anxiety to get my systems brain start functioning was the pressure. So like
Hmm.
some people thrive under pressure, but that pressure, that's when all of my ADHD, like everything comes to like its best self. And
Hmm.
that's when I give my best
The
like
last 10 minutes are like the best.
and that's honestly like that's how I used to study in college
Mhm.
was those holding off till the last minute because I knew how my brain functioned.
Yeah.
Now if it was super history related where I had to remember very specific details of like all of these different things,
Hmm.
that was a totally different story. I would have to
Yeah.
spend days rewriting
Could
history
you,
pages.
so I was like this where like I could never remember the date or like sometimes it was like a town or whatever, like that very specific information, but I could remember the page it was on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's so weird.
because of my ADHD and my anxiety, they kind of teamed up and created
Hmm.
the system where I create like it's almost like a visual
Like
photographic
mapping.
memory,
Yeah. Hmm.
but not so much of the page that I'm looking at. It's more of the page that I wrote down. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
have that visual to action kind of
Yeah.
moment. And that's also, I think, what again, it helped me really start to create more connections of
Yeah.
things. But yeah, I mean, thinking
It's
back,
so frustrating too, because I remember like
yeah,
taking tests, which I was never a great test taker to begin with,
yeah,
and sitting there like trying to remember the date something was signed or whatever, the date of some, historical event. And I'm like, oh, I know it's on page 98. I could see the paragraph it's in, and I know the photo that's underneath it, and I can read that caption, but I don't know the date. And it's like, even
yeah,
studying, you knew the date was going to be the important thing, right?
yeah,
But I could, and sure enough, I'd open the book after the test. I'm like, there it is.
yep,
That's for me. Got that one
yep,
wrong. And then don't even talk to me about numbers because I don't like them. But
I
that was
guess,
another whole thing that I kind of learned through
yep,
this process. That is part of it.
yep,
And I might pronounce this wrong, but I think it's called dyscalculia, where like it's sort of like you process numbers differently, you know. I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
learning a lot about that, but that's always been a thing where I'm like very good with specific, like I just learned probably in the past 15 years of my career that I'm actually really good with data and like insights and like diving into like deeply there. But like
Yep.
if you stuck me in a geometry class or sometimes even certain algebras and stuff, I'd be like, no.
See, I was the opposite, like
No.
numbers to me because it's all systems. So
Mhm.
it's all those pieces.
I
So
never had
yeah.
a system for it. So that
Yep.
was, or like word problems, my brain would immediately go like, why does Peter have 72 watermelons? That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a thing you would do. Why would you do that? And I get that's like a joke, like an like a stand-up comedy routine, but like that is literally what my brain would do
Yep.
in high school.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's just how it happened. The
It's
dogs are very
incredible.
excited we're talking about this, so I hope that's in the
Oh my
background.
God. I can't hear anything. So
Well, that's
my
good. Noise
mine just
canceling for
rolled
the
over.
win.
Exactly. Yeah, mine just rolled over and was like, I'm over this
These two are starting
conversation.
to get
So
mouthy. Um, so you probably heard that one.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. This is life. This is what we're here to do. Is the real
Here.
world, you know,
Yeah,
podcast.
she's getting cranky now. Just sit here. Do you want to say hi? Here, come up here and say hi. Say hi.
Ooh,
There.
hello. This is a perfect plug for your positive pointers.
Yeah,
This is where you do that.
there you go.
Which
We have
I'll
notes.
edit and put that on. I'll put that on the screen. So if
There you
anybody
go.
is watching this, you can follow them on Instagram.
You
They're
can just follow
fantastic.
along. And we're now in Substack.
Yes,
Which that was
yes.
another thing I did this week was I moved a bunch of content onto Substack from other pages that we have. So I'm we're slowly getting there. It's a
But
process.
the
I
productivity.
know.
But see, that's
I
the
can
thing
lock
is,
in on certain things.
yes, now was the time to do it. Like you
Yes.
were at that cusp
Yeah,
where
like
everything was kind of
little
lining up.
magical window. But that, I mean, that's something I learned too, is that like with the hyper focus and like when I'm really into something, I'm really into it. I'm all in.
Yeah,
And then other things, I'm like, I am disinterested in that, and that is a very boring thing for me, and I do not wish
yeah.
to listen to any of that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I also learned recently that there is a when you are in deep focus and someone pulls your attention away, that visceral anger of someone
yep.
interrupting what you really want to do, like that feeling, that also I notice when I'm on my medication is not as
Mhm. It's
extreme.
not as extreme.
Um, but
It's
man,
funny,
when
we
I'm
saw, I
not,
think we shared this maybe about a month ago. There was a video of a woman, maybe on Threads that I shared this,
oh
where
yeah,
she had
maybe
just
that sounds enough.
started ADHD medicine or, had run out, I think.
Yes, yes,
And then was just like not going to refill it and had told her husband, "No, I'm not, I don't need that because I don't feel any different," which is often, I don't feel any different most days, right? And there are days where I'm like, oh, I wasn't as productive as I should have been, or,
yeah,
you kind of just do a very human thing where like you actually did a lot, but you just don't think, you didn't cross everything off the list.
correct. Yes, yes,
And she, I think, asked her, or her husband was like listening to her, and he's like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Before you don't get that medicine, like let's talk through that because you've actually been a very different person where you're, happier in the
yeah.
morning and you're more enjoyable to be around and all these
Hmm.
things." And she actually has video of her like interacting with her son and trying to
Yes.
get him ready for the school day. And like the days where she didn't have the medicine, we'll find this video and
Yeah.
link it or whatever. Cause it's so like, wow, what a visual and
Yeah.
like just the whole story. But you could see her on the days where she wasn't medicated and she's not really talking and um, I don't like, is disengaged the right word maybe? Like she's like trying to get him to move along and kind of do things, but it's just it's kind of survival mode, right? Like where she's like, let's
Yes.
put your pants on. And
Yep.
I think she even says like I don't say a full sentence, right? Like she says
Yeah.
like just words, like kind of,
Yep.
one or two, words, like orders almost. And then the
Yes.
next day you see her come in medicated and she's fully dressed, she's ready to go, her hair's all done.
Yep.
She's I think singing a song and she's like super engaged and like laughing and
Yes.
they're and like just like the like night and day difference
Yeah.
of, again, one little pill that like shifted everything. And she didn't feel that. She didn't see that until like her husband saw it,
Yes.
and then the video, like she could see it, like was like, wow,
Yep.
and that was
Yep.
an eye opener from I asked Sean, I think that day, where I was like, have you? And he's like, oh yeah, no, I can see the difference. Like you're just
Yeah.
happier in general. Like you're a
Yep.
uh like I've never been a great morning person. I've always been like a very like don't talk to me before 10. Like don't say a word to me. Don't say good morning. Don't look at me.
Yep.
Like let me have my coffee. Let me like ease in. And now I can see it too. Like now that I've seen that video and like can like just the silliness and the kind of
Yes.
I'm just like a weird. I've always been a little weird, quirky Fraggle. but but I think it's just like the permission to just kind of like,
Yes.
you don't have to put that away, like I'll just sing
Exactly.
songs and make up songs and that kind of thing. Um and coffee, actually I just said this, but coffee was another one of my it was I was on my way to being diagnosed, but the second I said that, my old party trick in my college days was drinking coffee at any hour. Like I could drink
Yeah.
coffee at midnight and go to bed at 12:30. I can drink it at any time of day, and people like are like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Having, a cappuccino, that late at night, after
Right.
dinner or something like that. And it has like zero effect on me.
Oh.
Um, and yeah,
I so wish that were the case with me. It is unfortunately not. I had to shift to decaf many years
mhm,
ago. So for me it's more like it's just the flavor. So it's kind of
yeah,
like that.
it's
What do
like a
they
ritual
say?
too.
The placebo. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
So just a time check. We only have 7 minutes left. So I know. So this is what happens when two people
This is
get
what
together
happens.
and they just
Oh,
enjoy
so
our
we have
time
to do
together.
we have to do a quick procrastination.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we've kind of talked about this. I'll do it later versus I'm thinking about doing it later are two different things to the ADHD mind.
Yes.
And sometimes it's I always said this too, like I have good intentions. Um,
100%. Yeah.
and sometimes you just don't, your brain does not go back to that thing that you swore you would remember,
Hmm.
or that you would do later. Um, why just start is the worst advice for your brains. For me, it's because, like we said earlier, my brain for certain things is just, nope, I'm not, the vibes are not it right now. I don't want to do
Exactly.
that. And so I
Yes,
have to
that is
be like,
exactly why this box is sitting back here, filled with randomness, because I'm currently just not 100%
yeah,
sure what I want to do with it, and it's better to just leave it out.
yeah.
And I am a
Oh, if you
minimalist,
put it
so to
away, you'll
say
forget it.
that,
Yeah,
exactly.
if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. I don't care if you, yeah, I don't care who you are, what you are. The dining room table is a project pile table. It's organized chaos, but if it goes away, it's
Yep,
never getting done. Zero chance. Doesn't
yep,
exist anymore.
yep.
So that's kind of the other part of it, is like the thing that we've been avoiding the longest. Um, for me, it's also I have a password keeper and I need to organize it and like clean it up, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to do that. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to do that.
I'm pretty good about that stuff just because it interrupts my system.
Yeah.
Like if
So
I don't
yeah, it's
fix
it's,
it
it's like your
then,
flow. Yeah.
yeah,
I just get mad
yeah.
at it. I'm like, because I want to like sit down and do it all. And there's
Yeah.
like hundreds of them, obviously, in this
Yes.
thing. It's gonna take me a lot of time, and I don't have
Yeah.
time. So forget that. Um, da, da, da. I think that's it. Did I do
That's
them all?
everything. Oh my gosh, cool. Well, we
Yeah,
have
I mean,
like
kind of.
just a tad less than five. We have like 4 minutes and 50
Yeah.
seconds. So
I mean, we've
this
kind of,
was we covered it. People
yeah,
got our procrastination Olympics. They got the turkey.
yeah,
And
they
if
bet
you
the
have
turkey.
ideas, yes, I would say the only thing that we have is close it out with a call to action. If you
Yes.
would like to submit a topic for us to discuss, I'm happy to put it in the
Mhm.
turkey. So,
Mhm.
yes, that
If it's
is
not already in there. Do you
if
have
it's
like
not
a
already
running
in
list
there.
of ones that are already in there? Or are we
Because then it
forgetting?
makes it, that's the thing. we'll forget, and then it'll be a little
But what if
surprise
there's
for
two of them
us.
in there? I guess there's more chance that it gets selected then.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll just run with it. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen?
We just keep talking. I mean,
We
ADHD is
just
going to
keep.
come back up again, so I mean, that's just going to happen. Um, so we did 2 episodes. I mean,
Yes.
that's consistent right there. We've kept to our schedule,
Yep.
even though we had to tinker with it because we had things pop up, but
Yep.
we got
Yep.
it done.
We got it
Um,
done.
and next week will be the 3rd episode. We don't have
Yes.
a topic because obviously we're going to pick it from the turkey.
Yep. True. True.
But yeah, again, if you have stories, questions, tangents you'd like to hear about, ADHD questions,
Yes.
neither of us are experts, we're just living with it.
Yep.
Or, stories or anything like that. You can find us on the threads, uh, and the Substacks. And
Mhm.
I'm a little bit of
And
everywhere, but those are probably the 2 places you
yes,
want to go.
I was gonna say the links,
Yeah,
LinkedIn's,
we're
the
everywhere. Yeah.
threads. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, so I think we close it out and say thanks
Yeah.
for joining.